Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got an amazing guest who I'm very excited to speak to, and she's going to help us understand the difference between branding and marketing and why those are both so important. She's Talyn-Rahman Figuroa. She's Boss Diplomat, so stay tuned to get ready to learn. And we are back. Thanks again for being on the YouTube channel. We are here with Talyn-Rahman Figuroa, aka Boss Diplomat, superstar of the branding world, all the way from the United Kingdom here to us lucky people in the United States. Talyn, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Andrew, and your hospitality. It's always nice to speak with you.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate your time. So let's get right into the important questions. The question I have for you today is, if you are a business owner and you are starting a business, or you're looking to do a new website, or you're looking to launch into a marketing campaign to generate more business for you, why should you step back, take a deep breath, take a moment, yes, breathe with me, and consider your branding before you invest?
So if I had a coin for every time I got asked that question, I'd be so rich. Because one of the things that I noticed coming to Massachusetts, so originally I'm from London. I used to do work with diplomats and politicians on their personal brand. And then of course, coming to Western Massachusetts, I just noticed there's so many small businesses here. But then I saw how badly they were branding their businesses. And there's a lot of competition for, electricians, plumbers, blue collar workers, and then marketers. Everyone was marketing their business, right? They have a website, they have, a business card. They have lots of different ways they're marketing their business, but it's very, number one, inconsistent. Number two, there's very little thought on how they put their business together. It's almost like they decided, yeah, I'll hire a guy on Fiverr, quickly do a logo, slap it on my business card, on my Vans, on my t-shirts, and then hire a guy for $250 to put up a website. Boom, marketing, branding, done. So a lot of the times branding and marketing are put in the same box, so to speak. Now, okay, branding isn't your logo. Branding is how your customers relate to you. It's about your story. It's about how you connect with your audience. It's also about how you connect with your own business too. What is the personality of your business? What are the mission, goals, and vision of your business? Why did you start a business to begin with? All of that makes up your branding. Guess what? There's a very, very, very small percentage of business owners who actually think that deep. So marketing is when you have a road to your business. So think of it as a hotel. You built this beautiful hotel. You spent a lot of time, money, and energy to your hotel. Marketing is building those roads so people can find you. Branding is your front door and how your appearance is like. Now, if your front door is falling apart and you look, disheveled, or all of a sudden you have a yellow door, then a bright blue door, and then a green door is kind of like mishmashed, who's going to want to knock on that door?
That's a great question. Anybody who works with marketers or works with businesses knows that exact problem that you're describing there, of hiring somebody from Fiverr, throwing up a $200 website, and then for some reason the conversions don't happen when you start running your Google AdWords. So can you point out some other problems that you're going to run into when you have a lack of proper and appropriate branding?
Here's another one. So one of the biggest questions I ask my customers are, who's your target audience? I don't care. I just want their money. It's like, okay, perfect. Whose money are you chasing after? Everyone. Well, guess what? When you target everyone, you're helping no one. So the work I do is this. So we have a funnel. This is marketing. So you have a really big target audience, but you have a tiny little funnel, which is your customers. Now, I do this when it comes to branding. So you have a smaller target audience, but you have a bigger funnel for your customers to go through. That's what branding does. You're focusing exactly who your customers are, and then how you speak and talk about them makes a really big difference. So I'll give you an example if that's okay.
Please.
So I recently worked with a residential builder. Again, very classic example of how he never really thought about his business branding. And he saw my presentation. He said, okay, I suck at my backstory. Can you fix my business so that I can level up to the next stage? And obviously he has a lot of competition. There's so many builders out there doing the same thing as him. So by working with me, I'm helping his clients decide he has to be the one that works on my project rather than all of these other guys, because he's able to now connect with his audience. He's talking about what his dream project, dream house project is. He's talking about his backstory and how he even got started in this industry, and then always going back to his customers and how he's able to relate to them. You're able to build that connection straight away, and that's what branding does.
Great points. I find that, when you brand yourself properly, you're going to immediately jump to the top of your industry, because like you mentioned, so many people are not doing this foundational work. I mean, this is doing the foundational work of marketing yourself properly is what we talk about on this channel, and branding is essential to that foundational work. You can't build a house, you can't build a business on top of a weak foundation, and that branding is crucial. That's a great point, and that's why web developers like my company, Wicked Modern Websites, and many other across the state and across the country love working with you and other branding agents, because when you work with a developer and a marketer who's going to build that roadway, as well as a brander who's going to make sure that the front of and the exterior and the interior of your hotel is gorgeous, you're going to get tremendously better results than you do if you only do one of those.
Exactly. You want to make sure that your customers and your clients are high quality to begin with, rather than low hanging fruits. And I think a lot of businesses, especially those who are new or starting a side hustle, they want to grab the low hanging fruit first. But what that means is you get into a vicious cycle where you have really crappy customers. They constantly ask for more and never pay you for the time that you're spending with them. And then you have to have that really difficult talk a year or two down the line, because you actually, it's so uncomfortable to break up with someone, right? To actually have that breakup conversation and cut your losses. You don't want to be in that position. And I think when you have a solid brand to begin with, and then a robust marketing plan straight afterwards, you won't fall into that trap.
That is so true. Thank you for your insight. It's a pleasure to have you here. I've got one follow-up question that I think is going to be of particular interest to our audience, because we work with so many different people, from companies and organizations right down to solopreneurs and coaches and individuals. So can you walk us through maybe the top 1, 2, or 3 things? What is the difference between branding yourself as a company and as an organization, and personal branding, which is a huge topic?
Yeah, so I work on both ends. So when it comes to branding a company, I mainly work with solopreneurs and micro businesses. So these are people with less than 5 employees. And the reason why I do that is because I'm still working with the decision maker and the person who started the business. I get them personally committed and involved in their business, which means, guess what? No more hiding. You can't hide behind your business anymore. You have to be the face of your business, because without you, there is no business. And this is why personal branding is so important, because again, you are the main salesperson for your business. When it comes to insurance agents, for example, or realtors, guess what? People choose to work with you because they like you, they like your personality, they trust you. They don't know what company you represent. That's probably the last thing on their mind. And even I couldn't tell you who my realtor was. I know her name, I know her personality, I know her vibes, I know that I can trust her, but what company does she represent? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And this is why personal branding is so important, because that's the part of you that you want people to remember. And as business owners, again, there's not enough emphasis on personal branding. So I merge the two together, and this is what makes my work quite unique. Whereas other branding agencies, they focus on medium to larger size companies, and they kind of forget the solopreneur. So I'm basically catching all of these smaller micro businesses that a lot of these digital marketing companies and brand agencies are kind of forgetting. So I'm catching them all, and I'm basically saying, I've got you, I'll help you, let me help build your business, and let's do it correctly.
Awesome. Yeah, and I recommend having a one-to-one and reaching out to Boss Diplomat here. To all of my viewers, she's a tremendous resource. I think you should get to know her. Thank you, Boss Diplomat, Talyn-Rahman, Figuroa. We appreciate your time here. It's been lovely and informative, and I think we've all learned a lot. I know I have.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure, and I'd love to do this again. And yes, definitely have a one-to-one with me. And I think Andrew's very aware too, but I have brand launch events every month with a different industry, a different client. So I'd love for you guys to show up to that.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Can't wait to have you on again. I've got so many more questions for you, and I know the audience has lots more questions to ask. So I want everybody who's watching this to leave a comment below, ask your questions for Talyn or for me, and please like and subscribe. That's it for this edition. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, Talyn. Thanks a bunch.
Bye.